Okay. I was supposed to actually not publishing any content as of today because of the fact that I've been doing a lot of stuff, and what I'm actually trying to do right now is I would like to actually tag us because this came across to a news wherein the country might be put at risk to martial law. Oh no! Within next week. This article is actually linked down below in the description box in order for you to see. The headline says that Duterte may declare martial law next week. Lorenzana. So for those of you who doesn't know Lorenzana, he's currently the defense secretary of the current administration. So the article says Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte may declare nationwide martial law next week if threatened massive protests by communists and other leftists against his rule turn violent or disrupt the country. His defense chief said on Friday, which is actually just today. And he said that if the left will try to have a massive protest, start fires on the streets, they will disrupt the country, then I might declare martial law. This is actually Defense Secretary Lorenzana recounting and quoting his conversation with the president. Lorenzana also emphasized the thought that the chances of Duterte declaring martial law were remote because he doubted the scheduled protest on Thursday next week would be as big as the organizers said they were planning. Let's dismantle that one first. Lorenzana, becoming current president's secretary for defense, is just actually informing us, which is good in his part, that he's actually giving up a prior heads up that there might be a possible martial law because of this instance, but let's not panic because of the fact that it might not occur anyways. So in either sense, he actually gave a fair warning for everyone. However, he's also quoting right now that the president is indeed very concerned because it might get out of hand. So he said, I might declare martial law. The protests that they're actually pertaining to is actually being organized by a coalition of groups naming themselves the Movement Against Tyranny. And it was announced that they were planning a protest on September 21, which marks the 45-year anniversary of the late dictator Ferdinand Marcos when he imposed and announced his military rule. And for me, I think they're just actually celebrating and remembering the happening a few years back. They're not actually trying to make a protest. It's just actually making themselves present that there's this coalition being built up, focuses on this group. Guys, every person has their own sets of rights and every person has a right to organize. But then, because the value of the country's human rights right now is 1,000 pesos in collective, it's useless. Not even a single cent. It's actually said and expected that the Movement Against Tyranny will have their protest to be held at a park in the capital of Manila and would voice opposition against Duterte's war on drugs that has claimed thousands of lives, as well as the president's attack on democratic institutions. The coalition also voiced outrage at Duterte's public support for Marcos, who was overthrown in the People Power Revolution in 1986 and died in US exile 3 years later. The announcement for the protest said its theme was Stop the Killings, Never Again to Tyranny and Dictatorship. Again, I would reiterate the fact that the rights of a Filipino or a certain person to organize should not be taken against them. The way I can see this is just actually a noise concert, like how you make your own campaign protest. I think this is not going to be as violent as what he thinks it is, because beyond Duterte has repeatedly threatened the entire country to be put under martial law, and I think Mindanao is currently in martial law. And what's nerve-wracking more in that one is that neither he or his aides have previously given a specific time frame or event where it would take effect. That's the downside about it. So you would never know. He may actually announce it sooner or even later. In my end right now, as a nation, it should be us, the people, and the mass who should be building. But the way what we're doing right now, having a lot of current issues in the government, being extremist and populist, I'm not even sure if there's like a word such as populist. I do think there is, but it's not the right context in here. But anyway, let us all remember that each and every one of us are actually responsible for the development of the country and check and balance. Everyone has their own perspectives, own rights, and or own opinions. But the problem with the masses right now, mga ka-DDS at mga sinasabi ng dilawan, kahit hindi dilawan, I'm just actually hoping that you would be able to realize the fact that we respect each and everyone. I'm neutral, guys, I'm neutral. I just hope that have proper understanding and in the right context and mindset. I cannot stress that the fact any longer. It's been a year into his current administration. We have 5 more years. What will happen? And right now, as far as I can see, this movement towards change of constitution for federalism is about to be on its way. We're gonna have a dictator. We no longer call him a president, prime minister. We call him the dictator and our great leader. We don't want to be North Korea. Who knows? So I guess that's just it. That's the only thing I'm gonna say for today. I have to pack my stuff. I have to do some other edits as well because I have to be at the airport today, later tonight. But I'll be posting tomorrow some branded content. I'm just waiting for the approval so that you can actually also see. Apart from that, I'll also be continuing posting regular vlogs as much as possible whenever I can. But if I will not be able to, it means that there is a branded content that I still have to actually get approval from. Anyway, thank you so much. Please don't forget to actually like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, shoot me a message through my website. I'll be gladly discussing with you and chatting with you guys. I'm living alone. I'm not always with my friends, so I always need someone to talk to. Let's have a chat. Hit me up. That would be great. Bye-bye.